We opened as a growing school, so we opened with 98 pupils in September 2017 and we grew as the year progressed. And moving forward now for September 2019, we'll open at capacity of 374 pupils. And I think for us, first of all, it's really important to say we're not a pioneer school. So it wasn't anything, a part of the pioneer process or anything like that. It was very much myself and my deputy really wanting to make sure that the curriculum here was purpose-built for our local context and for our school community. We firmly believe that curriculum is everything that a school is about. It's not just something that happens on a Wednesday afternoon in year 3. It is part and parcel of the life of our school. So our mission statement, which we created alongside our children, our governors and our community, is to inspire, nurture and celebrate success. And that permeates everything that we do as a school. On top of our mission statement, we also have vision principles. So we have 3 vision principles, which are igniting a passion for learning, creating the conditions to thrive, and growing together with our community. Those 3 things really drive everything that we do, all of our behaviours in terms of our curriculum development and our curriculum design, all our professional learning and development that we provide for our staff, and the way in which we work with our wider stakeholders and the community. So we developed our Thrive curriculum and we built a curriculum design model based around the recommendations in Successful Futures. We shared that with staff and that drove all of the behaviours of our staff within our first year of opening in terms of their planning, the way that they developed themes, the way that they approached their pedagogy and the teaching on a day-to-day basis within the school as well. And for us, those 4 purposes are the why. They're the starting point of all the theme work that our staff do and the planning that our staff do. We have used all of the new draft curriculum documentation to plan with. So our staff are using the What Matters statements and the knowledge, skills and experiences for across all AOLEs, and we're actually fully trialling that now in nursery, in year 2, in year 3 and in year 6. We've gone through an awful lot of debate and discussion with our staff around making sure we're not activity-led, but we're learning-led. As a teacher myself, I automatically think activity a lot of the time, and it's about unpicking that and saying what are children actually learning. To help them with that, we have something called PLRs, which are Pupil Learning Reviews. So every teacher from year 2 to year 6, once a half term, has a day that they can work alongside their children out of class. They can talk to their children about learning. They have learning focused targets related to the 4 purposes, and they keep a record in their own online journal as to how they're progressing towards those 4 purposes and the elements that they need to focus on. There are a lot of myths out there, and I think one of the myths at the moment is that this new curriculum will be a pupil-led curriculum. Our pupils have a strong voice within our school, but actually our teachers get paid a lot of money to plan and to teach, so they are the ones that that drive the work that we do within our school. We are majorly pupil influenced, but we're not pupil led, and I think that's a key difference again in terms of the language used. Enacting the new curriculum for Wales is a challenge, and it's not something that is easy. It's definitely a challenge that's worth it, and I think first and foremost developing a culture for learning is the biggest challenge. And we started off with language and using that language of Successful Futures. Language is a very powerful tool, and I think once you get that language right, you're a long way ahead of the game in terms of conversations then you're naturally having within school, both with staff and with children. And that language of learning really helps our children articulate how they feel in the learning process and where they are in a learning process. One of the key things for us from January of this year was we felt we needed to go back to the drawing board in terms of professional learning and development and really make sure all our staff had a clear understanding of the recommendations in Successful Futures. We knew the national picture, and then we wanted to take that national picture into our local school context. So all of our professional learning and development from January, every single week, has focused on aspects of the new curriculum. So we've looked at things like progression, purpose of the new curriculum, what it means in practice, pedagogy, and really focusing on different elements week by week and building up that understanding systematically with our staff. Lots of sharing, lots of collaborating, and lots of moments where we're very open and saying we don't understand what this means either, particularly around looking at the What Matters statements and then having that debate and dialogue as a staff. And when I say staff, I mean teachers and TAs together. That has had a massive impact upon what's happening in our classrooms and ultimately what's happening with our children. In line with that, we've developed something called passion projects, where our staff are able to choose something that they really want to find out more about, they're interested in, or they've spotted as a need within their class, and they're completing some independent researches for the whole year related to their passion project. So one of the areas we really wanted to focus on as opening a brand new school and growing together with the community was working with our parents and ensuring parents understood what we were doing within our school, but also having that informal opportunities for parents just to come into our schools. So we hold regular open door events where they can come in and just be part of the life in our school. But we also have curriculum workshops where we talk with our parents around our Thrive curriculum, what the curriculum actually means. We've had children presenting to parents as well. And I've done a lot of work with our parents around what the four purposes actually mean and use the four purposes as a focus point for learner reviews. In year 5 and year 6, our learner reviews in March actually were a learning conversation between a child, the teacher and the parent, and that was an extremely powerful way of the children talking through their learning with their parents and with the teacher present, and having that triangulation of where all three felt they were in their learning and working together to discuss their barriers to learning and setting targets of how they can move forward as well. Our children show a clear enjoyment in their learning, and that's for me what it's about. They really are thriving in our school. I come to work every day with a huge smile on my face, genuinely, because I love what I do. I'm very passionate about learning. I feel like there is one chance for our children and our children in Wales, and I want them to grow and to understand it's a brilliant place to be. Wales is such an exciting country to live in, and that they have a lot that they can offer back to Wales if they continue to learn and grow, and that's what I want to instill in my children, a love of learning.